That's it.
you cannot really be a customer unless you face with a customer the same issues that they face while you're listening to them, telling them, hey, listen, I have this problem. It's right there in the front line.
Yeah, I that's and that's what I like about working with frontline workers, or like these
Mm.
industries where the frontline workers are really close to
It's labor
leadership,
intensive. Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
Because
Hmm.
how do you understand it? You got to go to work
Yes.
with them. You got to see them how they work.
Oh,
You got to ask
yeah.
them, why do you do that? Well, why'd you do it this way? And
Yeah.
well,
You.
what's,
Hmm.
and the reason you start from there is because I can look, I trust the leadership. I trust the
Hmm.
management, but it might be a few years since they've done it.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
I know, and at least I understand the vision that they have as to how the management and the leadership want to see the data, but
Hmm.
the data comes from the frontline workers
Yeah.
that actually input the data and are the first interaction with the data.
Hmm.
And if we're going to build a system or a platform or any type of digitization for that industry, that's where you have to start. It's great to
Hmm.
understand what the leadership and the management are saying. And I'm saying there's some management, like, until I meet someone that is truly still has the heart and the mind and the soul of the frontline worker, because they've had to turn
Baby.
into management
Hmm.
and leadership
Yep.
because there was no one else to actually take up the mantle to lead all of the other frontline workers. That is where the magic happens. When you find
Hmm.
someone that has been through it all,
Yeah.
that still has the fire in their heart to, like, they're the only, and you can tell they they don't really
Wait.
want to manage people. They don't really care about the whole leadership style, like the whole leadership
Yeah.
stuff. They only
Yeah.
care about the frontline work, like the frontline work, and making sure that it gets done
Hmm.
the right way.
Yeah.
And you know that they would rather be in the front lines, like actually doing it, than having to do the administrative stuff. But they do
Yes.
the administrative stuff because they have to.
Only. Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel
that
like
is
that's
those
one
are
of
the
just,
best
you
clients, to
know,
be honest.
again, I want to tell the story of when I told a client, we are about to sign on this client, right? So she was very knowledgeable on her own business in a way that I thought this is admirable. I mean, you are your own chat GPT of your own business. I thought that was amazing because I feel like so clients like that have faced on the trincheras. How do you
What does
say
that mean?
that?
Trincheras. The
Trincheras
bridges?
is the
Their
very
overalls?
first. Is your frontliner in a war? The
Ah.
trinchera,
Oh,
in
the
the
ones in the
trenches.
trenches. The ones in the
The
trenches
ones
in
in the
the
trenches. Ah, yeah, that's an idiomatic that I learned. So the ones from the trenches are the like most admirable. I thought she deserved our client obviously does reserves a lot of the credit
recognitions.
for that.
No, and
Yeah.
that's the beauty of,
Hmm.
that's the type of synergy and symbiosis that you need when you have masters, right? When you have people that are really passionate about what they do, and
Hmm.
but they're passionate about what they do, right? We're passionate about technology and what we do.
Hmm.
They're passionate about the clients that we try to partner with are the ones that are passionate about what they do. And so
What they do. Yeah.
when
Hmm.
we're able to just merge our passions as to, like, look, we're
Hmm.
listening to you because we want to help you and support your business, and you do this, that's where you get the fastest level from being
Great
gray to
synergy.
blue.
Yeah,
From
exactly.
gray to blue.
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
looking at this graph, like, that is
Hmm.
why, because look at who's going to help who first. The ones that understand technology. Why do you think that information and communication technology are the bluest thing on this graph? Is because we have the passion and
Lead.
we're helping
Hmm.
ourselves. We've helped
Mhm.
ourselves first,
Yeah,
right? Across these
exactly.
industries so that we
Yeah,
can now start helping others
others. Hmm.
inside. And so who do we usually who's second? Media. Who's the closest to technology? The media, because they use a lot of technology to
Hmm.
take pictures, to take videos, and
Yeah, I
and
was
and
not
process it.
surprised at all of those at the top, definitely.
And then
Not
professional
surprised.
service, absolutely, right?
Yeah.
It's not a surprise because they're the ones
Mm-hmm.
that are they use
Trump.
the tool, the
Mm-hmm.
technology as a tool to help them do their work. And
Mm-hmm.
well, as you go down, the tools change,
Yep.
right? And and that's where it's I feel it's there's always two responsibilities. There's two witnesses to everything, right? There's two
Mm-hmm.
responsibilities here. The answer is always both. So there's always two things to worry about. I feel like it is part of the technology industry and the respective industries that are not so digitized,
Related. Did you?
yeah,
Uh-huh.
to
Yeah.
talk and
Yeah.
really sit down and have a conversation to have those synergies with
Mm-hmm.
those people that are frontline workers that have the fire and the passion to continue
Yeah.